guys, welcome to Kipoerneke's Corner. So I was just thinking about what my Watcher of Realms strategy. I'm going to switch over to that. In the Immortal Codex, it's the Maelstrom of Fury is what it's called here. And so I think maybe we can improve it a little bit if I move. I think maybe if I move Setram and Souldens to one side, and then put Akira and Sarkon, I think his name is Sarkon, on the other side. And then Setram and Souldens will have Laurel, Akira, and Stargog will have the copies, or at least one of the copies of Akira. And then Idril can be at the bottom, where she can still hit both sides, assuming that with her ultimate, basically. So, okay. I'm going to give this a shot and see how it goes. So I think there's some degree of possibility that it might go pretty well. All right, let's see. Let's give it a go. So they come from the left side first, as I recall. And I think we'll put Souldens here. He has a wider spread. Then, I meant Setram, sorry. And then Souldens here with Laurel in between them. And then we can put Idril down at the bottom. Here should be fine. We'll turn on the ultimates. And then can do Sargak here, Akira here, and she should be able to hit him, and then her clone, or at least, her clone can go here. That seems fine, and I want to see how it goes. I could set it where I don't have Laurel going off all the time, and that I think is a good idea. Probably, I have an artifact on her too that makes her go off a little less often. Try that. And that way, like, I can wait for Setrams to go off and then hit hers. Because it's not really any use for her ability to go off. That's kind of interesting. I wonder why his didn't automatically go off. I didn't unselect it, or deselect it. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure what the deal is there. Maybe there's a good reason for it. Oh, hey, Ruben, how you doing? He says, I'm having a feeling of deja vu. Yes, good afternoon. Yeah, we're going to try it this way and see if this goes a little bit better. Putting them on either side and then Idril in the middle. I feel like this could be a better way to go. We'll see. Ah, we got the ghost girl back, so let's put her out. So, ideally, let's double time this, make it go a little bit faster. Could have waited half a second more on Laurels, and that might have been smart, but I didn't. I could have hit both Setram and Souldens right after they had gone if I had, but alas, alack. Rubian says Sargon's ultimate didn't go off because no enemies were in range. And I guess he didn't have any debuffs on, probably. It's kind of odd, though. We got a dead person already. That was Sargak over here. He's normally probably going to be the one to go down first because he likes to keep himself pretty low on health. I don't know. It kind of feels like this is going a little bit better, but I always feel like it's going okay up until I hit around C, like high D. low C, so maybe it's actually not much better at all. I don't know. Maybe not any better. It looks better, though. It's definitely better because that's a B right there. All right, so excellent. This arrangement is definitely better than the previous one. There goes Sargak again. We got hit pretty hard that time. Probably can't take another hit. Here comes the final one to knock us out. But a B is much better than a C. I think it did much better this way. So, all right. I feel like I was sort of making it less useful by having them not on opposing platforms, by having the ones in the middle there. Because I was thinking, by the time they get over to where Setram is, a lot of them have been eliminated from one half. He could already be eliminating them on the other half and then have somebody in the middle to finish things off, and that might go a little bit better. So that definitely helped. Arubian says, see the white spikes around the boss, got to get those down too. Right. Yeah, the little tridents. I don't actually see them, but I'm aware that they're there because it tells me that there are supposed to be up to 10 tridents that appear. So I can kind of see from the damage that's dealt to my guys whenever that surge goes off. I can't really notice them, the spikes themselves, or the tridents. All right. So that was much better. Let's look at the stats here. So Akira did very well. That's 26,072,400. Can't really complain about that. I'm going to write this down so that I see what order we got this time. And I've got some of the numbers from last night here too, but not very many. We got Akira at the top with 26 million. And then Setram with 21 million. Now I know Setram was doing 11 to 12 million last night, so 21 million is a lot better. Next is actually Idril, interestingly. So last night, Sargak was doing better than this because he was up around 7 to 8 million last night. Right now, we've got him right around 5 million, which is also around where Idril is. So that's interesting. Idril and Sargak, both about 5 million. Which Idril was doing about 5 million yesterday. She was at 4.6 million, a little bit lower. It really shouldn't matter for her to be moved around because the majority of the damage that she does is in her ultimate. So her being put in an area where she's not getting access to as many flyby units isn't detrimental for Idril, which is why I thought it might be pretty cool to put her down there. Rubian says, just imagine if you put better gear on. Yeah, it'll happen someday. And that day is going to be as distant as possible, but here we are. Souldens did very poorly this time. I'm not sure why he did as bad as he did. Partially, he has less of a spread in the position that I had him in. I think because I'm not sure if he's hitting with the part on his left side, if he's getting full spread of that, as far as there's no point at which they enter that box. I think they just sort of appear out of that portal. So he may be losing a little bit by being in the position that I have him in, and maybe in fact I should move Laurel to that position and move him back one. Actually, that's a good idea, and I should do that. Okay, hold on. Let me write this down. We had Idril, Sargak, Souldens, and we can write down the numbers on him. He was 4.7, which is rough for him. He can definitely do better than that. And then, of course, Laurel. She's not there for her damage, obviously. 108,912 is actually pretty decent for Laurel. She's not a damage dealer, she's a damage boost. All right, so we got an extra 200 Immortal Sovereigns for making that next tier there. Arabian thinks trumpeting Dao Chan back in next to Akira and Setram and take Laurel out. I'll try that in a minute. Let me try first moving her, and then we can try what you're saying, which I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying we're going to try this first. Okay. So if I can remember the way that I had that. Peruvian says, sure, sure. Yeah. Okay. Now, again, I'm going to put him here due to his spread. I want to put Laurel here facing down to hit both of them. Then put Souldens here. We need Idril down here. Let's turn on the ultimates. Let's move. Okay. I think this worked okay, putting her here, him here, and then the ghost up there. Okay, she is still unchecked. Apparently the options that you choose here make that stay. They stick from one time to the next. That's good to know. All right. I should have turned it to one time speed right at the start so that I could be sure to get everybody out as soon as possible, but it's okay. Everything went all right there, I would say. We got the ghost girl back. And I think putting the ghost girl there isn't the worst plan. Most of the time, Laurel's ultimate can pretty much go off at any time, and it's fine. But sometimes it's good to delay her just a little bit. Hey, OJ, how you doing? Okay, so I'm looking, and I can I see the little bar pop up on the guy there, the little trident thing. And so now I see where they're at. They're like a light blue. And I have no idea how many of them there are, but there are definitely a good number of them on the board at the moment. I feel like it worked a little bit better to put Laurel up there. There's Sardak. He's back among the living. Not for very long, I'm afraid. This is pretty much nearing the end of this go round. But we'll get a little bit more damage done for just a couple seconds here. There that goes. And then see how we did. Better, worse, I think better. Feel like maybe I'm wrong. Still a B either way. So nope, not quite as well as we did last time. So let's look at the stats here. This time we had Akira at 22 million. So somehow she didn't do as much as she did last time at 26 million. Then we've got Setram next again. He also didn't do nearly as well. He did 14 million instead of 21 million. Now in my first run, Idril came next with 5 million, but this time Sargak actually did work. He got the 8 million as opposed to the 5 million last time. Solkadens also was boosted. He did 7 million instead of the 4.7 from last time. And Idril did about the same as she did before. So very cool. I will point out that Idril still out DPS'd yesterday's performance, so interesting. Now, Ruben wanted me to try putting Dao Chen next to Akira and Setram. The trouble that I'm going to see with putting her next to Akira and Setram I mean, pros and cons, right? Because Akira and Setram are the highest DPS people that I have here. And while that's good on the one hand, I kind of want to balance the two sides on the damage that they do to some degree. And that may not be the right choice, but I mean, because otherwise what we're going to have is one side can knock it out pretty easily and the other side is going to be struggling. I don't know, better, worse. I'll try putting Dachan in. We'll try it both ways and see what happens. So let's challenge again. We'll take out Laurel. We'll put in Dachan again. And of course, put her in DPS mode as soon as possible. And I'll try to turn off the switch back and forth thing on her. OJ's making coffee. Never a bad plan. All right, so we're going to turn that down. We'll put Setram where we had him before. Now, you wanted me to put Dao Chen, put her here so that she's not causing problems. Put her in that mode, and then you wanted Akira here. All right, we'll put her Ghost over here, then Etril down here. We then can put, yes, we'll do Souldens and then Sargat, like so. Let's turn the ultimates on, and then turn them off for Dao Chan. OJ says it's his day off. Excellent. Congratulations on that. All right, we got the ghost back over here. Right, we're just now entering the boss rush. And nothing to click on with ultimates kind of running themselves over here. OJ says, I've been farming all day trying to max out Talon's artifact. Nice. Talon's artifact, nice. You know, I think the only, well, maybe I have two of the artifacts promoted. I definitely have the girl Akira's artifact promoted. But I feel like I've promoted one other artifact at some point just because I didn't really know what it would do. And so I did that, you know, like the first day or second day or something that I discovered the promote button. Okay, we've just hit the sea level here, or sea tier. Moving along nicely. And we have one of the little Akira ghosts up. And there went Sargat. Now that was his first death, I think, which is nice. the other thing about putting Solkadens and Setram together is that Setram's ability, I believe, only hits the guys in his range, right? It's when he, I know it hits only people of his faction when they're targeting the same thing. Like the people of the same faction will target the same creature, probably the one that gets the mark. So I feel like splitting them up. I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna try it this way, try it the other way. See how it goes. But we're at the B, which is really nice. We've got Sargek coming out again in a moment. Up there. Unfortunately, we've got Etril down for now. But it's going very well, I think. Let's turn the 2x back on. Somehow I had failed to do that. I turned it off, didn't get it back on. But I think this is going pretty well, all things considered. Almost blew us all up, but not quite. We've still got Akira over here. And we're going to have time to get Etril back out, so that's cool. Akira is very good. Look at all those numbers. It's crazy. Will we have time to get her back out? Possibly. It's pretty good, though. All right, we got the B rating, and we did get the new high score, so that's excellent. This time, wow, Akira did great there. Let's write this down. So this time, Akira did 38.7 million. Setram did, he actually did the same amount as he did last time, which is kind of crazy because he had Chan along with him that time, so 21.5. Sargak was next at 10.7 million, which is better than he's ever done. And then we had Etril, who did not a lot different. She did actually a little bit worse than usual, 4.5 million instead of 5 million. And then, of course, Solkadens did quite a bit worse, which, of course, because he was removed from the boosts. So, 3.3, or no, 3.1 for him. All right, let's see now. We shall try again. And yeah, it's right, OJ. Kira, she's doing very, very well at this. We'll try it again, and this time I'm going to try it with Solkadens and Setram together, and we'll move the others and see if that makes a difference, and if so, whether that's a positive or negative. All right, so we got Setram over here. Let's slow it down a second. And then I want, okay, we got Setram, here's Solkadens, here's Dao Chan. We want her in that mode. We want this on. Etril here. Kira here. Sargak there, and the ghost there. And now we turn on double speed. I wonder if we can, no, we can't go up again, just 2 times. Get that ghost back out. Now we've entered the boss rush. Almost killed Sargak, but not quite. We're on the C tier now. Probably about to knock out Sargak. We made it to B. OJ said Sargak's always almost dead. Yeah, yeah, he trains his own health a good bit there. And he's back in action. But we got to B plus this time. I really feel like putting Setram and Souldens together is a very good image. And that did it, but we got a B plus. It's not bad. I'll take it. All right, so we'll go to next, and then let's look at the stats here this time. Write it down. We've got Akira. She was back down to 22 million because, you know, she didn't have any boosters going on there. Setram did worse, interestingly. Setram did 19.5 million. Sargak was up to 10.5 million, which is about what he did last time. Oddly. Then we had Souldens at 10.5. I wonder if we should retry that. And then Etrol was back up to around 5 million. So yeah, I'm not sure. They did similarly in the end. This one did a little bit better, but was it, did it matter or was it just sort of an RNG situation? OJ says most of the chaotic units do that thing where they do more damage, the less HP they have. Yeah, I've noticed that. It's a chaos faction thing. All right, so we got 100 more of these immortal sovereigns from that. And while I'm on the subject, I actually forgot what you can do with immortal sovereigns. I just remembered kind of about their existence earlier today, I guess. Let's do the redeem shop here. So we could redeem some things. We could get there's cure recasting hammers, there's ancient summoning crystals, diamonds, these 5-star psychic power token things, double XP, double gold, some stamina, or some coins. Feels like the obvious answer here is going to be these ancient summoning shards, and especially since we have that ancient summoning theme coming up like tomorrow, right? So I think I may just go ahead and spend on those. I don't really see any reason not to. Arabian says, do you have enough gold to upgrade some cure to 16? Man, I have hardly any gold. You can pick any of those heroes, not saying to change, just to fully upgrade a piece or two. I understand. I doubt that I do, but I can look and see in a moment. Let me, I think I'm going to grab these ancient summoning crystals real quick. And just get all of them. See no reason to get really any of the other stuff over those. So, let's do that. Okay, then we hop out of here. And I'll go and look, but yeah, looks like I have 3,592,520. So I won't be able to do much with it. Could do something. Somebody wants your money, man. It's a shame. Let's do the smart purchase here. Got nothing. Let's run some background fights in this Mystery of Artifacts over here. And I have enough that I could run, looks like 5 right now if I want to. But why don't I run some extra? Use one of these. Actually, let's use 2 of the huge stamina potions. And then run some of these guys in the background. 23 times sounds better, doesn't it? I think so. Alright. And then let's head over to the arena. We can refresh. Let's do it. Probably I need to go and redo my team here, but that's alright. For now, good as is. Whoa, my team is terrible. Look at it. 308,448 is what I have. Huh. Crazy. What team am I using now? Oh, they don't have gear on. Let's see. That makes some sense. It's rough. Why are my people naked? Let's put some stuff on. I did some gear rearranging earlier this morning, and I must have failed to throw stuff back on some of these guys. Let's try this again. Gear. Here we go. Alright, that ought to be a little bit better. 371,509. Not that that's necessarily what they're going to go in as. Did I click the right button is the other question. So we're going against Parapel, 296,356 BP. Alright, let's see. What does Parapel have? He has Neza. Neza has Red Lotus Revenge. When activated, increases attack by 60% and expands attack range to create Windfire Whirl, lasting for 30 seconds. When the ultimate ends, deals up to 300% AoE damage to up to 10 enemy targets in range, based on the number of weapon switches performed during the ultimate. I threw out Dao Chan next, which is why we can't see anything over there. She has these fog, that goes around her. It's either red or blue. If it's red, it means it's a DPS song that she's singing. If it's blue, it means it's a healing song that she's singing. It's kind of odd. Why does her singing cause a disturbance in the air? We don't know. Obviously, I don't know. The red, there's something coming out of her, and it's I don't know. It's obviously violent. Here we have Blinding with Heroic Charge. Upon activating the ultimate, the hero can choose to move to a deployable ground tile within 3 tiles. After activation, immediately gains 4 stacks of Blade Stance, and the next attack triggers Dragon Crescent Slash 1 additional time. During the ultimate, grants defense penetration based on Blade Stance stacks, ignoring 4% defense per stack. Gains an extra 20% defense penetration while in Dragon Eidolon state. They also have Valara, who has Wings of Pegasus. Moves to a selected deployable tile within 4 tiles, ending her invisibility. Gains bonus attack range. Each attack deals 260% AoE damage to 10 enemy targets. Additionally, her talent inflicts a stronger slow. Okay, and they have Akira. Very nice. So Akira has core release during the ultimate, reduces the hero's attack interval by 35%. Basic attacks have an increased damage range, can hit 3 additional units, and she's awesome. There was Parapel with 296,356. Irving says not the G word. That must mean gear. Were you going to roll on the banners this week, or are you going to hold off? Probably so. Yeah. I know there's the Graybeard, and I think he's out today, right? And then tomorrow is the other person whose name I cannot recall. Alright, so damage on the board is Neza topping it with 18,752,600, followed by Idrin at 10,800,000. It's just crazy. Like, I'm looking at, like, Idrin and Arrogance together did less, they did less damage between the 2 of them than Neza did. And that's insane because, when you consider that the monster BP was much, much lower than this team's BP. The fact that Paracal was able to do 18,752,000 damage with no Za, and that's the same amount as Macmillan. That's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, very cool. Naza's very good. Alright, tap to close. We got 3 arena coins and 4 Duel of Champions points there. Oh, let's see. Gouldrak, right. Yeah, that's right, Rugen. OJ says he got Greybeard this morning. It's very cool. Have you tried him out yet? Okay, I may or may not have already said this. I got 3 arena coins and 4 Duel of Champions points. I believe I did already say that, but we're just gonna repeat ourselves a little bit more. Not that you've ever seen me do that before. Okay. Getting out of there, and then let's see. Let's do some of the daily stuff. I think we have here. Let's do clear faction travel on any difficulty level one time, maybe. Nah, let's wait for these auto fights to end before we do that, actually. Let's go ahead and head over to the Oracle's trial and see what we have to claim here. That is 8-year recasting hammer shards. That's cool. We're very far behind on this. In fact, it's really not something that I want to invest a lot in, because the top 3 places have 20,000 or more points. It's not that I couldn't get there, but I don't see the point in wasting. It's not waste, right? Because you're still getting the rewards from doing the thing, but I could benefit more from doing other things with the stamina, right? Okay, let's go to events and go to Brave Conquest. We've got a couple things here. This is from looting gear pieces and meteorites. So we get 1 huge stamina and 50,000 gold for that. OJ says Nizal does a ton of damage. Yes, definitely. And OJ says I haven't used Greybeard for anything yet, just leveled him up for the hero training points. Yeah, I'm interested. He looked like he was going to be pretty good from what we looked at the other day. So I'm kind of curious about both of these new heroes that we have coming up. Let's grab whatever's in the mine real quick. We've got 11,050 gold, 9,850 XP, potions, 53 stamina, 2 diamonds, 1 arena permit, 1 auto fight, and 21 mithril gear. Let's grab those items. And then come, I think, back over to events. We've got something in the egg hunt. What's this? Treasure hunt celebration, of course. That makes sense. Treasure hunt celebration is the thing that we use knives and get rewards for. So, we got 12 knives at the moment. Let's use some of them. We got 200 stamina from that tile. Then we have, we've obtained the grand prize. Move on to the next? Absolutely, why not? Okay, let's flip some tiles. Beatrix says, or no, OJ says Beatrix is also really good. And Rivian says that Beatrix and Release together work very well. Summons going all over the screen. Summons going all over the screen. Interesting. You have multiple windows up? Is that what's up? Alright, so we got 5 rare skill dusts there. 2,000 gold. 5 epic skill dust. 10 stamina. 10 more stamina. 2,000 gold. 2,000 more gold. There it is. The 3 rare summoning pistols. And we have 3 knives left. Let's head to the next floor here. Nothing too exciting on this floor, unfortunately. We got 5 epic skill dust here. 2,000 gold. And 10 stamina. We got Brave Conquest, giving us 40 diamonds for looting gear pieces and meteorites. Looks like Spiritual Altar is running, which would be good. OJ says, I tried so hard to get released on the Choose Your Own banner with Guan Yu. Okay, let's see. Let's check these background fights. We got 106,200 coins, 17,250 XP potions, 179 flawless meteorites, 324 mithril, 1,074 mystery of artifacts trophies, 1,074 brave conquest points, and 23 golden eggs for that. Oh, I see. Oregon says Beatrix summons during ultimate cover the entire map. Oh, that's awesome. Crazy. Release summons follow hers. Man, basically a swarm moving all over the map. That sounds awesome. I don't have Beatrix. OJ got A1 Ezrath and no release. All right, let's see here. We have plenty of stamina at the moment, so let's come do this quest, which is obtain one piece of gear from Gear Raid. So we can go to there, and then we can choose the Gear Dungeon one and do an auto fight of that. At some point, I should probably do some more of those, but I won't do it right now. Let's do the auto fight here. And we only need one piece, so good enough on that. Now, head back over. What do we have going today on the events? All right, skin discount event 2 ends, so if you intend to take advantage of that and you haven't yet, now is the time to do so. Special Invocation of Spirit starts, so that's the one that has Greybeard. Beatrix is the number 2 prize here, right? Am I correct on that? But Rubian says, let's do it on the gear dungeon. OJ says, yeah, the gear dungeons are worth doing, good rewards. Yeah, okay, well, I'll keep it in mind. I'm just terrible at keeping up with everything. There's a lot of things here. Okay, so we have the Special Invocation of Spirits. I do like to try to do the events as much as possible. And I guess like the core part of the game is, I don't know, it's just not where my focus is most of the time. I like the events. They're pretty cool. Crazy Divine Summoning is also going today, so that's a drop rate of Legendary Heroes increases to 2 times during the event. That would be good to do after you've done your Divine Summonings or Invocation of Spirits. And then let's see what else is going today. Crazy Invocation of Spirits, same kind of thing as the Crazy Divine Summoning. Hero training started today. That's for leveling up, starting out, promoting heroes, or upgrading their skills. Vivian says, oh, I know. Kids really wanting to do storyline, right? All right, we got Brave Conquest. That's for looting gear pieces and meteorites. Spiritual Altar. That's for summoning. Summoning folks. Tales of the Smith is for enhancing gear. That's always a good thing to take advantage of. I've already done some of that today. Let's see. Okay, so otherwise there's Omen Queller, the Immortal Codex we're already working on. I really don't even know what the Apex Arena or the Honors Gauntlet is. I think that one of them is, no, I don't recall. So those are still going anyway, whatever they may be. Let's get out of here, go to the quests. Obtain one piece of gear from Gear Raid, and we got 5 quick clear tickets and 2 lucky knives for that. Let's see here. We can claim the Tide Onslaught reward one time, sure. May as well do that. Just claim the loot. You know, I could go ahead. Nah, I'm not gonna try that stage. I'm just gonna do it. Don't think I care really. OJ says Apex hasn't started yet, but you can do Honors Gauntlet. Honors Gauntlet. Is this the guild thing? Like you have to like claim a fortress or something like that? I'm not really clear on how it works. Is that what that is? So we got 46 legendary skill dust, 368 talent points, 52 epic skill dust, 11,000 gold, 55 stamina, 102 rare skill dust, and a few demon soldier shards. We got 1 of the skeleton guardians, 1 of the carrion hounds, and 2 lizardfly imago. Alright, we have something. First of all, we've completed this background fight, got 8,400 gold, 70 XP potions, a couple pieces of gear. 10 dungeon crystals and 40 brave conquest points. Now we have, I guess let's end the quest first. We got one stamina potion sample and 2 lucky knives. OJ says Honor's Gauntlet is like live arena. Ah, I see. Intense, then a little bit more intense. Clear faction trial on any difficulty level 1 time. Let's do that real quick. Got the basic trial we can do here. Just do an auto fight. We got the trial of the Watchers. I don't really know. I'm gonna have a look at which map this is, but I don't intend to do it right now. I may save it. I may be able to do it tonight. I may not. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it right now. But looks like we've got 2 portals to protect, 3 air portals, and I bet you that may have been what I was having trouble with on this guy, because I don't. I've never had a really strong marksman group. I'm getting there now, but I hadn't previously, and that may have been an issue. I'm not really sure. Who do we have here on this team? I wonder. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it's definitely better than what I have now. Is better than what I had last time I tried this. Clearly, probably could do that. Not going to right now, as previously mentioned, but it could be done. OJ says I like Honor's Gauntlet way better than regular arena. Interesting. Alright, we got the Gold Dragon Pass over here, where we have a weekly quest reward. We've completed 5 onslaughts in Tide, giving us 1,500 gold dragon tokens. And leveling us up to 68. That's cool. We got 5 smoldering scales for that. Now we finished this background fight. We got 150 XP potions and 11 shelter insignia 3s there. Let's go back to quests. Clear faction trial on any difficulty level 1 time gives us 2 of the lucky knives and 10,000 gold. Let's check the market. I think I already have, but yeah, I think I got the. Yep, I got the huge stamina potion as well. None of this is of particular interest to me right now. Now, this legendary artifact essence. The thing is, that could work on some of the exclusive things, yes or no? Legendary artifact essence, is there? I gotta come look over here. So, Edrin, for instance, we have an artifact. It's a mythic artifact, so the legendary one would not substitute in as a. If I click promote, it would not be a substitute here because I would need to have a mythic one for that to happen. Is there any way to get a mythic one? Because anything that I would want to do that with, I think that I would, anything that I would want to spend money doing that with, like any of these items, I feel like I would want the mythic ones. I have a lunacy visor on arrogance right now, it looks like, and that's I'm sure. I think I have a nightmare thing. I don't know where it is. I wonder what would happen if I just unequipped it and then quick equip what would be put on him. Class limited to fighter, increases crit damage by 12%. When HP drops below 50%, the increase is doubled. Don't know about all that. Let's look. I know that I have some kind of exclusive thing for Nightmare Guild. I don't know what it is or who it goes on. I could easily stick the lunacy visor back on. And it looks like I could even promote one if I wanted to. Don't really want to at the moment. But I'm kind of curious what it is I'm thinking of. I'll stick this back on for a moment. Let's get out of here and go to storage, artifacts. I wonder if I can sort. I think it would be unequipped, and it would be one of these two things. Okay, I see that we can select like things that are class limited to tacticians and things like that. But how can we see if it's something that is an exclusive? Is there a way to do that? I don't see any way to do it without just going. Okay, that says Twin Fiend exclusive on it. Okay, so we have a little symbol I notice up there in the upper right-hand corner of this. Is that because it's exclusive? And is that exclusive to a certain character only, or... Okay, that one's exclusive to Valeria. This one's exclusive to Twin Peaks. So that does seem to indicate that that little symbol up there, if only I can remember, that means it's exclusive. So was it perhaps a gear piece that I have that I was thinking of? Let's try that. Can a gear piece be exclusive? That's another question. So many questions. Maybe so. Maybe that's what these are. All right. So we have some things here. We have little badges on them. And I see this thing. It says Abomination exclusive. All right. This theory I have seems to be panning out. All right. We've got... Okay, the Nightmare Council. That's what I was thinking of. All right, so Nightmare Council. But it's terrible. What does it do? Basic attack has a 5% chance to deal an extra damage one time if it's a member of the Nightmare Council. Okay. What do I have on Arrogance? I have a Starfish exclusive on Arrogance. How entertaining. Alright. Alright. I don't know about all that. Yeah, I have to look through this this whole gear thing sometime. OJ says it's probably that gear that you forged the other day. I think that you got some exclusives. That's a possibility. Interesting. Very interesting. Alright, out of there. Let's go to the guild. We have this guild quest here, clear faction trial on any difficulty level one time. And that gives us 20 guild coins, 20 guild activities, and one small stamina potion for that. Haven't done any donations today. I have not, it looks like. And also, I don't really like most of these donation options. I will take this rare skill dust and submit 5 of those, or well, 100 of these or whatever. But I don't really want to donate my other things. Thanks, but no thanks. Looks like I have done the auto fights on the dragon. Alright, well then, in that case, I may as well send more things at this, or could do... nah. We'll do this. It's fine. 15 more of those fights there. Okay. So. I wonder, what do I have here? Did I summon anybody cool recently that I haven't done anything with? Who knows? Who indeed? I did put a different piece of gear on her different artifact earlier. And it was this Nightmare Samsara, because it restores 5% rage for 5 attacks, which seems like a better artifact than I think previously she had like a crit damage, or yeah, maybe crit damage thing on or something like that. Didn't make much sense for her, even though it was a mythic, gave her a little better stats. But I'm not really interested in her for that purpose. So I think I would rather her just do her ultimate more often. Ah, Rubian says Felice. We will look at Felice. I gotta see what you guys are talking about here. Okay, she's the redhead with the helmet, right? So let's find her. Okay, there she is. Found her. All right, Felice. She's naked and alone. Okay, it says AoE magic attack, ally buff, summon, and anti-air. Okay, see what her promotions do. The hero and serpentine spirit inflict magic resistance reduction and slow on targets with their attack. So if we have guys who are doing magic damage, this would be good to help them do a little bit better on that. Attacks enemies within 2 tiles or in the master's attack range. Can attack 15 times initially, with each attack doing 60% AoE damage to the target and up to 5 surrounding enemies. When attacks are exhausted, Serpentine Spirit stops attacking and becomes inactive, naturally perishes after 15 seconds. If Ezereth is on the field, the inactive Serpentine Spirit moves to his position. Up to 5 Serpentine Spirits can exist. That's kind of crazy. You were telling me they go all over the screen. That sounds pretty cool. So this is Ezereth specific. Is she bond? Does she bond with him? Is that a thing? Okay, we could promote her. Looks like I've promoted her a decent bit already. I don't know. Looks like I have only 103,000 XP right now. I don't necessarily want to throw any of that at her, but I could potentially promote her, I think. Let's look at her skills here. All right. We have her ultimate. Summons 3 Serpentine Spirits in attack range that last permanently. So that's pretty cool. Permanently is a long time. If Serpentine Spirits have not attacked for 4 seconds, they begin assisting other attacking summoned units on the field. That's why you're saying it follows around the other guys. That's cool. Okay. Then we have this is her basic attack. It's a decent, normal, pretty normal range. 105% AoE damage to up to 5 enemy targets. That's cool. Death Blow. Each time a Serpentine Spirit hits a target, their damage to that target increases by 4%, up to 20%. She's a conjurer. And then we have Insatiable Rage. Increases the caster's attack by 2% when a Serpentine Spirit perishes naturally, or by 4% if it dies prematurely, up to a total of 22%. So if it's killed, it's 4%. If it just dies after 15 seconds or whatever, then it's 2%. Then increases her attack. That's cool. What do her awakens do here? Serpentine Spirit's attack has a 10% chance of inflicting stun. Then we got attack plus 300. Each Serpentine Spirit gains 2 extra attacks when it kills an enemy. Gains 2 more attacks, but this bonus has a 20-second trigger interval. Alright. Penetration plus 8%, and then a 5 when Serpentine Spirit naturally perishes, restores 10% health to the master, and grants 10% damage increase for 10 seconds. Alright, interesting. Rubian says Beatrix summons do, but when used together, they both do. Right, yeah, that's the thing that was saying it follows around other summoned creatures. And Rubian says by herself they will not go over the field. Right, yeah, they'll have to have another summoned unit is what that was indicating. Now, here's a question. Does I would assume that labor would count as a summoned unit, so it will assist. Say we have police in one area and then we have Honora in another area. That would mean that when police's folks are done killing what they're doing over there, that they'll go and join labor, right? He's a summoned unit? I think so. Does that also count for like Akira's ghosts? Are they summoned units or are they just, I don't know, do they count as summoned units? What counts as summoned? Does it have to specifically say that they summon them? Let's see what Akira says here. Because she doesn't really, I would say she doesn't summon them. You just have to place them. It's sort of like, I think there's a healer that does the same thing. Let me see. Akira, I think those won't count, right? Gains one phantom, gains another phantom. I see nothing about summoning here, so I don't think those first will count. Let's see about. Is this Nora? Yes, okay. Summons. So labor would count for sure. All right, cool. Irvian says I'd have to check that out. Not sure I've tried that combo. Yeah, I mean it does definitely say summoned, and therefore labor would work. And if you had them separately on the field, then you could send her units after whatever labor's off. After that's super cool. So it could perhaps already benefit somewhat from that. It's not huge because you only have the one dude, and it's not like he wanders around. But it still feels like a better than nothing situation. That implies that possibly Sun Wukong would also. He's got these clones that are on the board, and again, I don't have them, so I don't know how that reads. I mean, are they summons or are they just like duplicates, like with the Kiras? I don't really know how that works. It looks to me like they just appear on the board simultaneously with Sun Wukong, which implies to me that they're summoned by him. But I'm not sure. I don't know that I have anybody else beyond Agora that currently summons anyone. And not that I can think of. Could be wrong on that easily enough. Ah, my Twitch seems to have had a little glitch there. Hopefully that goes up for a second. Looks like it did. All right, let's see. All right, well, it sounds like people are starting to show up at my son's shop here, so I better take off. And then I will hopefully be back on later if at all possible. It was great streaming with you guys. It was fun doing that codex a little bit more. I just had this brainstorm like, oh wait, what if I move them around? I think that was a good plan, and you guys had some good advice as well. So hopefully I'll see you all later. If you're not following me yet, be sure to follow me and turn on notifications so that you can see next time I go live. For now, I'm going to take off and hope to see you then. Goodbye.